Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Minnesota Mike back with you for another video series. Or not even a video series, I take that back. It's another live stream. Got so much going on here on YouTube that hard to keep track. But speaking of YouTube, my YouTube channel was launched actually 4 years ago today. It's great, been great to get all the subscribers and all of that on there, and I just really appreciate everybody who has tuned in throughout the years, really, when I started this YouTube channel, I was really, kind of embracing what I was writing as a songwriter, and those were a lot of angry breakup songs. That's been nice to have that outlet every week, where I can post videos and then, in the pandemic, do these live streams. So I just appreciate everybody who's tuned in, everybody who has, seen my videos and watched them every Saturday, including my friend Amanda, who has just tuned in and enjoys the sound of my voice. That's very nice to hear, just in general. But coming from somebody who has made a career out of trying to emulate Bob Dylan, it's really good. People are like, "Man, that voice, though, really good." So that's very exciting. This is, speaking of my friend Amanda, this live stream is called The Keys to the Kingdom, and it actually comes from a Josh Ritter song that I'll play in a little bit, and I'll kind of explain why. But this is The Keys to the Kingdom live stream, and this first one is a song called Wade, and it was inspired by Am I That Lonely Tonight by Justin Townes Earl, and this song has been actually pretty inspirational. There are probably like 3 or 4 songs that I've played throughout doing these live streams that were inspired by this one. But I know when I did the live stream for Nothing's Gonna Change the Way You Feel About Me Now, the idea of the title, Am I That Lonely Tonight, really appealed to me, that you have all this conflict with this person, but you just want that connection. And so, am I really that lonely to, reach out or hope that he will reach out? Anyway, this is a song called Wade, and I'm going to do it as a medley with Am I That Lonely Tonight? When you find someone worth waiting on, you don't try to fill the void. But I've done that far too many times, and in the end, it just makes me annoyed. I hate when I found love and shortly after I feel like it's gonna fade. Are you the one, or will you drown me in the water I've had to wade? If I don't hear from you, I take that as a message that I should just move on. But that don't mean that I don't love you and that I want you gone. Yeah, I've been nothing over time, and I need you to turn a little slack my way. Are you the one, or will you drown me in the water I've had to wade? I know you probably feel the same about me, and I know you'll need empathy too. But I can never tell the difference between deference and circumstances you wish you could chew. I want you to be the one, but I don't want to fall too deep. Often the one who makes me laugh soon finds a way to make me weep. But even through my scars and yours, it feels like a love I wanna save. Are you the one or will you drown me in the water? I've had to wait. Don't wanna drown in the water. I've had to wait. Hear my father on the radio singing, take me home again. 300 miles from the Carolina coast, and I'm skin and bones again. Sometimes I wish that I could get away. Sometimes I wish that he'd just call. Am I that lonely tonight? I don't know. There's just something in a night like this that can be so hard to take. Oncoming headlights in the mountain mist, they're too close for comfort and too much is at stake. So turn the radio down, roll on the windows and say to myself that I thought I'd be a better man. Sometimes I dream that I am found a place where I don't feel so all on my own. Am I that lonely tonight? Am I that lonely tonight? I don't know. Sometimes I wish that I could find a way where I won't be so all on my own. Am I that lonely tonight? Am I that lonely tonight? I don't know. All right. And that was, like I said, Wade and Am I That Lonely Tonight? That is that. Yeah, so this is the Keys to the Kingdom live stream. Making sure everybody's here listening to it live. That is always good. And yeah, listening to the right live stream because you might say, "Oh man, you got a good voice," and then that's actually not my live stream. That could happen. You just never know. But like I said, I'm happy for everybody who's tuning in, either live or not on delay afterwards. But this is a song that was really kind of where the album started taking shape. And I do want to point out before I play the song that Ryan Adams is an absolute creep. So I don't necessarily, or not even necessarily, I don't condone any of that behavior. But this is a song that actually I didn't even know was by him. When I first heard it, because I had heard the cover that the Corrs did with U2. Speaking of people we resent, but for different reasons, U2. But anyway, that was When the Stars Go Blue, and it's probably Ryan Adams' most covered song. I don't have any data to back that up, but I know that the Corrs did a version of it, Tim McGraw did a version of it, I'm doing a version of it, right? And so that was that. But this song really just came very, very naturally. And one of the things that I've been kind of experiencing, just I mean on loop, really, but just some people are a little less explicit about it, is just the fact that, like, when times are tough, uh you don't really give up on love. And kind of the person who this album is about was just kind of like, um in not the best mental state, and was like, okay, I don't want you to have to put up with that, which is fair to an extent, but it's one of those things where it was like, yeah, if that's one-sided and one person is just like giving all that love, then that's not good. But anyway, so this is a song called Lovin', and I'm going to do it, like I said, as a medley with When the Stars Go Blue by Ryan Adams, or whoever you want it to be by. Loving even when it's hard, loving even when I'm scarred, loving when the love runs out in the times of doubt, loving when the sky turns gray, loving when it all comes down, loving like tomorrow will never come around. People who aren't deep in love say love's a choice and that's not false. People who are deep in love say love's a choice, but guess the other out. Loving like your father did got me nowhere in the end. Those words ever hold on me, I cannot pretend. I want that to change so bad, want someone to change my mind. Love is a choice, but it's still patient and it's kind. People who are deep in love say love's a choice and that's not false. People who are deep in love say love's a choice, but cast the other out, cast the other out, cast the other out, don't cast the other out. Dancing when the stars go blue, dancing where the evening fell, dancing in your wooden shoe, in a wedding gown, dancing out on 7th Street, dancing through the underground, dancing little marionette. Are you happy now? Where do you go when you're lonely? Where do you go when you're blue? Where do you go when you're lonely? I'll follow you when the stars go blue. Laughing with your pretty mouth, laughing with your broken eyes, laughing with your lover's tongue, in a lullaby. Where do you go when you're lonely? Where do you go when you're blue? Where do you go when you're lonely? I'll follow you. When the stars go blue, stars go blue, stars go blue, stars go blue. All right, and that was a combination of my song called Lovin' and When the Stars Go Blue, originally by Ryan Adams and covered by many others. I appreciate those of you who are tuning in. Like I said, I know my friend Amanda is watching, and I see a couple others are as well. And so, if you can, if you're logged in and feel like commenting, please say hi. Let me know you're out there. One of them's probably my mom, which is great. And that is that. All right. So for those of you who didn't know, Semisonic released an album, not a full album, it was an EP, but they released it fall of last year, 2020. And this song is the I think second single that they released. Mike Schwartz, awesome, is watching. I appreciate that. And so, Mike Schwartz is a good friend of mine in Memphis. He is not only a musician, but he is also a photographer, graphic designer. And so if you have my album Cinco de Mayo, he actually designed the album cover for that, and is doing mine for Anyway the Wind Blows, when my label stops being ridiculous and decides to put that album out. I'm kidding, we're still recording it, but anyway, that'll be another Mike Schwartz design. So I appreciate you for that as well, and everybody who is tuning in. So like I said, Semisonic released an album last year, an EP called You're Not Alone, and the title track was actually written pre-pandemic, but it was just kind of the right time to put it out and all of that. And this is a song of mine that's called A Little More You. And when I was writing it, I knew exactly what I wanted out of the song. I just didn't know. I just didn't know where I wanted to take it instrumentally. And so I was, racking my brain and trying to figure that out. And so their song All It Would Take, which was off of their most recent album, was what popped into my head. And so this is A Little More You and All It Would Take. And I'll talk about that song afterwards. But before I do get started, I want to give another shout out to Pat Gavin, who is tuning in and very, very excited about this Semisonic song. So this is A Little More You and All It Would Take. I only need one person to say yes. I only need that one to not second guess. It's not like that's been absent, but they grow tired and complain there's no flame when they put out the fire. I feel the magic, don't want an illusion. When you don't call me back, it leads to confusion. See, I wanna trust, but I feel I can't afford to. All I want is just a little more you. Will you be the one whose ring finger I'm not resenting? Will you be the one to whom I am venting? If you say yes, will that go on forever? Or will you grow sick of us being together? I feel the magic, don't want an illusion. When you don't call me back, it leads to confusion. See, I wanna trust, but I feel I can't afford to. All I want is just a little more you. 'Cause I shouldn't have knew and myself healed for you to love the full me I reveal. If I could just see your love eternal, I could have many thoughts forever in my journal. I feel the magic, don't want an illusion. When you don't call me back, it leads to confusion. I feel the magic, don't want an illusion. When you don't call me back, it leads to confusion. See, I wanna trust, but I feel I can't afford to. All I want is just a little more you. I feel the magic, don't want an illusion. When you don't call me back, it leads to confusion. See, I wanna trust, but I feel I can't afford to. All I want is just a little more you. There was a time when I believed that all it would take is one look, one heart to change me. There was a time when I could see a straightaway line for someone somehow to save me. But innocence gets paid in flames and dreams change ways on the vine. When all it would take is one voice, one light, one hand, writing the words of one voice, one fire, one pen, changing the world within me and around me, changing the world within me and around me. That's all it would take. There was a time when I could fly. I'd be open in my mind and nothing was above me. I felt that I could climb the mountainside. But when I reached the summit, it wasn't just me. The darkest night in disbelief and hope could fade or start to ignite, and all it would take is one voice, one line, one hand, writing the words of one choice, one fire, one pen, changing the world within me and around me, changing the world within me and around me. That's all it would take. That's all it would take. That's all it would take. All right, and that was a little more you and all it would take. Like I said, that's a new Semisonic song, new-ish. Came out in September of 2020. and I really enjoyed it. The only thing that I didn't enjoy about it is that maybe that's just my arrangement of it, because the actual one is definitely a lot different, with the piano and stuff in there. But like my arrangement kind of flows well with Free Life and the Dan Wilson song. And he, is like, oh yeah, I went through a stage where I just couldn't write a semisonic song to save my life. And now that becomes a semisonic song, but it sounds a little bit more like a Dan Wilson song. If I'm not mistaken, though, that wasn't that was written with somebody else. Usually, it's either the band writing it together, or just Dan writing it. But that is that. I say that like I'm on a first name basis with Dan Wilson. I'd like to think that I would be, just by simply calling him Dan. But one day, maybe. But this next song was inspired by a Lifehouse song called "It Is What It Is," and in and of itself, that reminds me of a Jerry Seinfeld bit where he, in his most recent stand-up bit, he was like railing against that phrase, and like, it is what it is. And his reaction to that, he's like, so somebody told me the other day, it is what it is. And I said to him, why are you alive? And that I really do genuinely sometimes hate that phrase, it is what it is, because I, thought that it was what it wasn't. But this is a really good song nonetheless. And so how I came across the CD, singles aside, was my dad used to get all these CDs from this website, I think called like All Music or something like that, allmusic.com. And so he would just like go on a purge, and he's like, hey, you want anything while I'm getting stuff? And so I came across this Lifehouse CD, Smoke and Mirrors, and it was just phenomenal. Like, No Name Face is amazing too. The one that has Hang by a Moment on it, but this one is just like even better. It's even stronger, and which you would hope, because this was later album. But anyway, this one song, when I was, even though I had heard the album and listened to it and whatever, I was on a train with my parents from Sevilla to Barcelona, and I was listening to this album, and this song came on, and just for some reason it just like really hit me, like how good it was. And so it's kind of been in my head ever since. And I didn't at the time expect it to become such a soundtrack to my life, but here we are. It is what it is. And that is that. This is actually one of two songs that I've written that's been inspired by the Lifehouse song. The other one was a song called You Deny That Our Love Is Meant to Be. And that one came out because the denial part of when you use subjunctive, I couldn't find any songs that had the word deny in them. And so like the actual word deny. And so I was like, oh, that's weird. So let me just write one. And I ended up doing that. But this is a song called Beam, and is basically all about being somebody's sunshine when they won't let you in, or when they can't let the sunshine in. But then the second part to it is like, what if they don't want you to do that? They just want to be sad, which sometimes is okay, but sometimes it's like, hey, I'm trying to help here. But anyway, this is Beam, and It Is What It Is. I was thinking my bags would bear too much weight. Turns out you matched me in new avalanche kit. Thought I couldn't love you in such a sad state. I've been unbroken so many times, I'm open to your despair. Life brings some storms to weather, wing and wind through together. That's the whole point of love, played in teams. I will not flake in hard times. I'll try to be your sunshine when you cannot find the will to me. You gave me an out, swore you were hard to love. Then you are healing. Don't change how I'm feeling. I'm not about to leave you when you need a dove to make you peace and allow your pain to cease, and I'll be there. Life brings some storms to weather, wing and wind through together. That's the whole point of love, played in teams. I will not flake in hard times. I'll try to be your sunshine when you cannot find a will to beam. Build up gates instead of walls. Let me in, let them fall. Won't let you down, won't let you now. Smoke and mirrors, magic show. I'm your lifehouse that will not go when you're on the ground. I will still be around. Life brings some storms to weather, wing and wade through together. That's the whole point of love, played in teams. I will not hang in hard times. I'll try to be your sunshine when you cannot find the will to be. Yeah, I was thinking my bags would bear too much weight. Turns out you matched me, and you had the latchkey. I was only looking for a shortcut home, but love's complicated, so complicated. Somewhere in the city is the road I know, where we can make it, but maybe there's no making it now. Too long we've been denying, yes, we're both tired of trying. You hit a wall and we can't get over it. There's nothing to relive, it's water under the bridge. You said it, I get it, I guess it is what it is. I was only looking to bury the man, but I had you crying, and I can't stop crying. Was only trying to save me, but I lost you again. Now there's only lying. Wish that I could say it's only me. Too long we've been denying, yes, we're both tired of trying. You hit a wall and we can't get over it. There's nothing to relive, it's water under the bridge. You said it, I get it, I guess it is what it is. Here it comes, ready or not, we about found out that it's not how we thought it would be. How it would be. If the time could turn us around, what once was lost may be found for you and me. For you and me. Too long we've been denying, yes, we're both tired of trying. We hit a wall and we can't get over it. There's nothing to relive, it's water under the bridge. You said it, I get it, I guess it is what it is. I was only looking for a shortcut home, but love's complicated, so complicated. All right, and that was Beam, and It Is What It Is. Yeah, so as I kind of said, the person who a lot of these songs are about, at a certain point they kind of just blend together, but that one in particular was about somebody who was, going through kind of a rough time, and was saying, like, I might not be, super available because, just I get it, in that sense, but it was one of those things that, we were talking about it, and I was like, well, I want to be that positive light for you, but, you know, I get that you got to be alone sometimes and all of that, but, sometimes it's like, man, I want to help. But, if you're not letting me in, nothing I can do about it. So that's just kind of one of those things. But this next song is a song inspired by a Fountains of Wayne song called "She's Got a Problem," and this is a song called "I've Got Trust Issues," and it's pretty straightforward. That's kind of it. So this is "I've Got Trust Issues" and "She's Got a Problem," and I hope you enjoy both of them. I've got the nerve to deserve. Hang on, let's start that over. I've got the nerve to believe I deserve respect. You say you'll be transparent, but that's far from what I get. You say you want to build a gate. You tell me that you want to wait. I've got trust issues, and your vetting process doesn't help. Nothing has worked when I tried to strike up romance. So I thought that I could maybe give your process a chance. Get to know you before I fall. Over time, tear down your walls. But I've got trust issues, and your vetting process doesn't help. Thought I would be there for you to make you feel good in dark times, but I think I scared you in the plans I have in mind. I've got the nerve to think love is played in teams. It scares you to death that a future's so quick in my dreams. I'm not afraid to show you my map. You think we should take a longer lap. I've got trust issues, and your vetting process doesn't help. Yeah, I've got trust issues, and your vetting process doesn't help. I know a girl, you should never be alone. I know a girl who should never be alone. She's a danger to herself, and I'm worried about her else. She's got a problem, and she's gonna do something dumb. I know a girl you got to keep an eye on. I know a girl you got to keep an eye on. Every time she goes outside, she's bailing and so alive. She's got a problem, and she's gonna do something dumb. Oh yeah, oh yeah, and I can see the signs. Oh yeah, oh yeah, 'cause she's only killing time. Oh yeah, and she made for this world. She's a danger to herself, and I'm worried about her health. She's got a problem, and she's gonna do something dumb. All right, and that was I've Got Trust Issues, and She's Got a Problem. That is that. So we're gonna take a pause really quick because one of my fans made a request, and I gotta do that. Just respond to him really quick, but that we got a request for some Indigo Girls, and that intrigues me. I don't know their songs well enough to really pull it off, but what I am doing is they have a really good live version and of Tangled Up in Blue, the Bob Dylan song, and so I can either do that one and do it like kind of in their style, or I can wait until next week. So Pat, just let me know what you would like, and we can do that. But that is that. And I mean, I know that's hilarious that like, oh yeah, no, I can do an Indigo Girls cover of a Bob Dylan song. But if you look up Indigo Girls Tangled Up in Blue, you'll come across this phenomenal cover. And I mean, like, Bob Dylan is like a deity to me. And so that is that. And so you know that, like, if I say this is a really good Bob Dylan cover, it's a really good Bob Dylan cover. They did something incredibly, incredibly special with it, and I think that's really, really awesome. So let me just see really quick. That is that, and while I let my fan respond to that, I'm gonna grab another pick because something happened to mine, and that is that. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. So that was unnecessary, but that is totally fine. That's just the object permanence fun that comes with that. But yeah, like I said, Pat, let me know. Let me know what Ariel wants in terms of that, because I can learn another Indigo Girls song for next week and do that. Get you to tune in there. But I do appreciate that. And yeah. So speaking of Pat, he is a fan of this song by Damien Rice called Nine Crimes. And this is one of those things. I don't know that there's any other place to write a song like this in your head. But about a month ago, I was at this local restaurant called Agavos, and I was going to meet somebody there, and something came up, and which was legitimate, came up for them, and so they couldn't end up making it, and I kind of like envisioned, because I've been in this circumstance before where like you take somebody to a place and then you fall out with them, and then everybody at that place is asking like, oh, where's that person? And so I took this person to this restaurant one time, different person, but I took him there, and then when I was there this last time, they were like, "Oh, you're alone this time," and I'm like, "Yeah, just like normal." That was literally one time that I brought somebody here, maybe twice, maybe 2 or 3 times, but the other times it was my music producer, so a little different. But anyway, so I just kind of got in my head about like, oh yeah, everybody here, is asking about you, and so I did that to myself, like that was kind of the idea behind the song. And that's that. But like I said, this was inspired by Nine Crimes. And actually, just before I play that, I do want to just point one thing out about that last song that I played, the I've Got Trust Issues. You'll notice that one of the recurring themes is saying love being played in teams and talking about growth and all of that. And this person in question, like, just in kind of talking about what's important to me, I'm like, growing together and working as a team and all of that. And that scared her. Like, she was just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, that feels like you're trying to rush things. And I'm like, no, that's pretty baseline relationship stuff. So that was real interesting. But shout out to Lord for that. And I don't mean the religious kind, but I mean the songwriter Lord, because she had this song called Teams that she released on her first album, and so that's kind of what put that in my head of like, oh yeah, it's okay to put that in a song. But anyway, this is a song called "Is This the Life I've Earned?" And it was inspired by Nine Crimes by Damian Rice, featuring Lisa Harrington, it looks like. And I hope you enjoy both of them. Well, I should not have brought you here to the place where everyone is a familiar face, because now I am broken and now that we're through, when I go back, people will ask about you. Is this the life I've earned? Is this the life I've earned? This don't seem like the time to be calling you back, leaving rambling voicemails, hoping you will react, saying all we once did was just a big mistake, and I don't know just how much more I can take. Is this the life I've earned? Is this the life I've earned? Now I'm out in the cold and I've been here before, but you've thrown out the key after you locked the door, saying you'll knock your walls only after I fall, but I just can't afford it each time that you stall. Is this the life I've earned? 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 Leave me out with the waste. This is not what I do. It's the wrong kind of place to be thinking of you. It's the wrong time for somebody new. It's a small crime and I've got no excuse. Is that alright? Give my gun away when it's loaded. Is that alright? If you don't shoot it, am I supposed to hold it? Is that alright? Is that alright with you? Leave me out in the waste. This is not what I do. It's the wrong kind of place to be cheating on you. It's the wrong time. She's pulling me through. It's a small crime and I've got no excuse. Is that alright? I give my gun away when it's loaded. Is that alright? If you don't shoot it, am I supposed to hold it? Is that alright? I give my gun away when it's loaded. Is that alright? Is that alright with you? Is that alright? Give my gun away when it's loaded. Is that alright? If you don't shoot it, how am I supposed to hold it? Is that alright? Is that alright with you? Alright, and that was Is This the Life I've Earned? And 9 Crimes. Just to clarify, that was more just like, hey, here's an idea for a song, and 9 Crimes kind of went with it. So like obviously it takes some personal experience to get to that dark of a place. But that like it wasn't like in the moment necessarily I was like really feeling that. I was just like, ooh, this is kind of a good idea for a song. Um and so that was that. But yeah, so another kind of recurring theme to this particular set, the Keys to the Kingdom, is and I should back up and say that every time I write some negative songs about somebody, I'm not twisting their words, I'm kind of using their own words against them. And there's always like some sort of soundbite. And one of the sound bites here was, talking about growth and, you know, love being played in teams and all of that. But then another one was, her saying, well, I don't like to build walls. I like to put in gates between my walls so that I can still let people in. And I thought that was kind of a cool visual, honestly. But then, the more that it felt like she was building up that wall, I was like, wait a minute. And so I wrote this song called Wall, and it was inspired by Hamoa Beach by Gomez, off of their album How We Operate. Shout out to my mom for tipping me off to Gomez. They actually got their name from their friend. Was his last name was Gomez, and they were making a sign for him or whatever, so we could find their gig. And the sign said, Gomez here or something along those lines. And so people just assumed the band name was Gomez, and so it just kind of stuck. But this is Wall and Hamoa Beach, and I hope you enjoy both of them. Hold tight, something just don't add up. It's not right to say you're not ready for love. Tell me it takes some time to get to know me, and I feel the same. You told me you like to deeply converse. What could be deeper than us in the universe? Your grief consumes your thinking, but I still have an inkling that you'll draw that out till the end. Don't walk around me, don't walk around me, don't put a wall in front of the door. I said I wanna grow, and together we could be a team. You say that you won't ghost, then you never responded to me. Thought I wasn't good enough for you. Thought I wasn't good enough for you. It seems the reverse is true. Don't walk around me. Don't walk around me. Don't put a wall in front of a door. Don't walk around me. Don't walk around me. Don't put a wall in front of a door. Oh no, why can't you get along? Okay, I know it's not my place. I gotta say something. I gotta say something. I'm gonna speak. She'll never leave, and you can never throw her out. Impossible to conceive. You'd rather me with than without. That's just the fear talking. That's just the fear talking. That's just the fear. Don't let it take you. Lying it nearly took me fear. Don't let it fool you. Lying it nearly fooled me fear. Remember the good old days when love was like a dragon blind, so beautiful it will die and disappear before your eyes. I'm no philosopher, I am no poet, I'm just trying to help you out. Don't let him move you. Lying and nearly fooled me fear. Don't let him fool you. Lying and nearly fooled me fear. So you sit and wait for another man to take your place. And when he finally comes, will you welcome him with open arms? You'll feel 100 years younger. You'll feel 100 years younger. You'll feel no fear. Don't let it take you. Lying it nearly took me fear. Don't let it kill you. Lying it nearly killed me fear. All right, and that was Wall and Hamoa Beach by Gomez. They never actually say the word Samoa Beach, so they had to think of that title. Really phenomenal album, by the way. How We Operate by Gomez. Just there's some really, really good stuff on there. I know I've played Notice before, and I think See the World maybe. And the more I play it, the more I realize that I listen to a lot of artists who I can harmonize with. And Ian Ball, the lead singer of Gomez, definitely kind of has that scratchy but like also melodic voice that I try to have. So this next song was inspired by the artist Honus Honus, who I had to do a lot of research to remember who this song was by, but there's a program on WEVL on Wednesdays that's called My Morning Mixtape. And this is a song that that opens it up every week, and it's kind of a strange thing because a lot of the DJs who will do have theme songs will acknowledge like, oh yeah, this is my theme song, and like that was the first song that you heard, but the host never does that, and so I had to Shazam it, and then I had to go back in my Shazams and figure out, okay, what was the date on this, because I knew it was a Wednesday and whatever. And so I found the wrong song, and then I was like, oh, well, did it show up wrong? And no, it didn't. So this was inspired by a song called Vampires in the Valley by, like I said, Honus Honus. And this lyrically was inspired by my first love, and that was the Green Couch. And so I hope you enjoy it. This is the Green Couch and Vampires in the Valley. On to the next man to toss in the garbage, only using him for all his gorgeous carnage. Don't you start in with all your gaslighting, telling me about a future that seems so exciting. Love with me, then lie to me, saying you weren't looking for anything. You don't deserve to sit on the green couch. Hold your boredom that led you to freedom from all your mom's tirade, just 'cause I couldn't believe them. Didn't mean you had the right to use me. Then when you felt better, say I was worth losing. Say you obviously love me. Why then won't you keep on showing me? Until then, you don't deserve to sit on the green couch. Many memories you talked about ditching. When I settled down and get rid of it, you were wishing. Can I comprehend a world without it? Think you're more important, my dear, I highly doubt it. Nothing in my life can match the one thing that has never talked back to me. You don't deserve to sit on the green couch. You don't deserve to sit on the green couch. Oh, to the Mexican Bela Lugosi. He lives in the basement apartment of my building, carving a coffin out of Fangoria magazine. Pantomime and let me circle all your blood, please. In the valley of vampires, palm trees and bungalows, ginormous boot monsters and drop-top convertibles. I wish that I could do something to crown him the king of everything that once was, but now it's gone. I only see him at 4 in the morning by the 7-Eleven, smoking prescription warnings, telling me his day will come, telling me his drink will come, telling me the rain will come and wash his dreams upstream. All right, and that was The Green Couch and Vampires in the Valley, the second one being by Honus Honus, and you can hear that every Wednesday morning at 6 o'clock a.m. on WEVL to kick off the show My Morning Mixtape, or excuse me, My Morning Mixtape. That's that one. There's a show on Tuesdays that's called My Pet Rock Show, and so I always get those two mixed up. But that's that one. All right. So this next one was inspired by a Josh Ritter song, one of two on the album that was inspired by a Josh Ritter song. And before I play that, I'm just going to plug up really quick because my laptop is dying here. But this is not only this is not just a Josh Ritter song, but this is actually where I got the title for the album, The Keys to the Kingdom. This is a song called Girl in the War, and I was trying to come up and had a couple of different ideas for this album title, and it was one of those things that like I said, I have a song that I'll play in a little bit that's called Teams, and I had that, and I was like, okay, maybe I could call it Teams, but I'm not really a huge fan of title tracks. And so I kept thinking on it, and then came across this line in this Josh Ritter song, that the keys to the kingdom got locked inside the kingdom. And that's kind of what it feels like a lot, that the other person has the keys to the kingdom and they could let you in, but they just don't have the will to. And so I thought that was kind of stronger than just calling it Teams. And so you'll hear that song after I play my song, the girl who wouldn't, or I'm sorry, the girl who said she wouldn't ghost me. And that's pretty straightforward. For those of you who don't know, ghosting just means she's not returning my texts or anything like that. And so she said she wouldn't, and then guess what she did? Shocker, I know. But anyway, so this is the girl who said she wouldn't ghost me and Girl in the War, and I hope you enjoy both of them. Told me she's not the kind to make a secret of her feelings, and if something was wrong, she'd tell me right away. But she got scared when I told her I wanted someone to grow with. Then the girl who said she wouldn't ghost me didn't have much to say. Now the one true thing I could ever hope she would tell me is that tired, ugly shade that it isn't me but her. But there's nothing that can be said that in the end would sell me, 'cause nothing she says would be anything I deserve. 'Cause I've heard it all before, and frankly I am weathered. It ain't that hard to imagine why she'd let things go wrong. On paper, she and I seem like we'd be moving together, but I haven't missed a beat ever since she's been gone. Told me she's not the kind to make a secret of her feelings, and if something was wrong, she'd tell me right away. But she got scared when I told her I wanted someone I could grow with. Then the girl who said she wouldn't ghost me didn't have much to say. Then the girl who said she wouldn't ghost me didn't have much left to say. Peter said to Paul, you know all those words we wrote are just the rules, and the rules of the game, and the rules are the first to go. But now talking to God is Laurel begging Artie for a gun. I got a girl in the war, man, I wonder what it is we done. Paul said to Peter, gotta rock yourself a little harder. Pretend the dove from above is a dragon and your feet are on fire. But I got a girl in the warm ball, the only thing I know to do is to turn up the music and pray that she makes it through. Because the keys to the kingdom got locked inside the kingdom, and the angels fly around in here, but we can't see them. Yeah, I got a girl in the wall, Paul, I know that they can hear me, yeah. If they can find a way to help her, they can go to hell. If they can find a way to help her, they can go to hell. Peter said to Paul, you gotta rock yourself a little harder. Pretend the dove from above is a dragon and your feet are on fire. But I got a girl in the warm ball, her eyes are like champagne. They sparkle, bubble over in the morning, all you got is rain. They sparkle, bubble over in the morning, all you got is rain. They sparkle, bubble over in the morning, all you got is rain. All right, and that was Girl in the War, and before that, The Girl Who Said She Wouldn't Ghost Me. That was that. So while I'm on the topic of Peter, this reminds me of a wonderful joke, probably my favorite. St. Peter was guarding the gates of heaven, and Jesus comes up to him and he says, Peter, he says, you've been at this for thousands of years, and it occurred to me that, I've never once given you a break, and that's terrible. Why don't you just take as long as you need, I'll take over for a while. I've done a lot of stuff, but I've never done this before, oddly enough, and so this will be good. Peter agrees, goes off on his way. And it's kind of a slower day, but after a while, this older man just kind of comes sauntering up to the gates slowly, and Jesus looks at the old man and he says, welcome to the gates of heaven. Says, I've never done this before, but why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? Why don't we do it that way, and we'll see if you're worthy enough to get into the kingdom of heaven. So the old man agrees, and he starts talking, and he says, well, I grew up very humble in a small town. And, Jesus is nodding his head to say continue, and the old man says, well, he says, I was actually a carpenter by trade. And once again, Jesus is very interested, and he's nodding his head, and he says, is there anything else that you want to tell me? And the old man says, actually, yes. He says, I actually raised a very, very special boy. And Jesus at this point is just bursting with excitement. He can't take it anymore. So he looks the guy square in the eye, the old man, and he says, Father? And the old man looks at Jesus and he says, Pinocchio? I'm just going to assume you're laughing. That's one of my favorites. But really, really good song by Josh Ritter. I love it when he gets philosophical with those types of things. And I bet he doesn't have a Pinocchio joke, though. Maybe I can't write, like him, but he doesn't have a joke nearly as good as the one I just told. That is that. Back to some shout outs. My friend Pat Gavin lived in Texas for a while. I can't quite remember how long, but enough to make him like it a little bit too much, including the Longhorns. Anyway, I promised him a Texas surprise in this set, and this particular one is a song called Till You Get There, and it was inspired by The Way by Fastball. So I hope you enjoy both of them. Said you wouldn't ghost and sounded convincing. You're not like the other ones, you swear. I talked about growth and you started wincing. You insist you won't know you found love till you get there. I wanted to help you sort through your feelings. I had no motive other than I care. It's about time that you began believing. But you insist you won't know you found love till you get there. If you were looking for a fastball, I'm sorry, here's a curve. Actions will always speak louder than words, and I can't know your actions until you make the first leap. Say you're not ready to begin something new. Guess you're right when you say it's not me but you. You tell me you're different, but my dear tongue is so cheap. I drifted from you before your calling. You transcribed my truth with a wild twist. Said you were dreaming, but you were just stalling. And now you are just another name to add to my list. If you were looking for a fastball, I'm sorry, here's a curve. Actions will always speak louder than words, and I can't know your actions until you make the first leap. Say you're not ready to begin something new. Guess you're right when you say it's not me but you. You tell me you're different, but my dear tongue is so cheap. They made up their minds and they started packing. They left me more, the sun came up that day. An exit to eternal summer slacking. Where were they going without ever knowing the way? They drank up the wine and they got to talking. They now had more important things to say. And when the car broke down, they started walking. Where were they going without ever knowing the way? Anyone could see the road, then they walk on its paved in gold. If it's always summer, they'll never get cold. They'll never get hungry, they'll never get old and gray. You can see the shadows wandering off somewhere. They won't make it home, but they really don't care. They wanted the highway, they're happier there today. The children woke up and they couldn't find them. They left me more, the sun came up that day. They just drove off and left it all behind them, leaving it all. Where were they going without ever knowing the way? Anyone one could see the road that they walk on is paved in gold. If it's always summer, they'll never get cold. They'll never get hungry. They'll never get old and gray. You can see the shadows wandering off somewhere. They won't make it home, but they really don't care. They wanted the highway. They're happy in there today. Today. All right, and that was Till You Get There and The Way by Fastball. The second one was by Fastball. The first one was by yours truly. And that was one of those songs I usually try to put something in there that's like kind of an inside reference to the song that it was inspired by. And that one, if you're looking for a fastball, sorry, here's a curve. And that just ended up really working out well. So there were a couple of lines in that particular song that kind of transitioned well into this next song, which I guess is just called structuring an album well. That like maybe that's not a big deal. That a lot of people just do that, but anyway, I've mentioned the teams thing. Love being played in teams, and the part of the idea behind that last song was that like you'll just kind of know but this particular person was asked me at some point like what's your personality type like in terms of Myers-Briggs and all that, and I said I'm not sure, but I'd be happy to look into it and whatever. And she's like, oh no, like I don't necessarily ask for that until like 3 dates in or whatever. And it just like that just struck me as kind of weird that like that and the love languages thing, I'd kind of want to know that right away so that like I could know how to handle a person if they were down or whatever, like both of those things. And so it seems kind of weird to like get to know everything else but then leave that for later. So that was kind of the genesis of the last two songs. And this one was inspired by Shiver by Maroon 5 from their first album, Songs About Jane. And this is a song called Teams, and I'm going to do Shiver right after that. Tell me you are ready for another man walking in the door. Didn't get too deep like before, but this thing still hurts. You said you're not the type to ghost, then went a week without calling, so I had moved on a week ago. We could not have worked. Gave me permission to move on. I was already halfway gone. Your week of silence helped clear up all of the ways you feel about love. You could have met me in your life, but didn't want to drag another night. I know your love was played in teams and scared you to think about what that means. You refused to talk about grown love until 3 dates in. Say what you say to sleep at night, wallow to your heart still light. I don't believe you fully lied, but I did see through the silent dreaming claimed as grief, wanting to be your new leaf, or would have been your myelin sheath when your nerves got the best of you. Gave me permission to move on. I was already halfway gone. Your week of silence helped clear up all of the ways you feel about love. You could have to drag another good man now. Yeah, I told you love was played in teams and scared you to think about what that means. You refuse to talk about roll until 3 days in. We never made it 3 dates and you could have met me in your life but didn't want to drag another good man now. Yeah, I told you love was played in teams and scared you to think about what that means. You refused to talk about roll until 3 dates in. You build me up, you knock me down, provoke a smile that made me frown. You're the queen of run around, you know it's true. Chew me up, you spit me out, enjoy the days down and in your mouth. Look at me, look at you, neither of us know what to do. There may not be another way to your heart, so I guess I'm gonna find a new way, yeah. And I shiver when I hear your name. I think about you, but it's not the same. Won't be satisfied till I'm under your skin. Immobilized by the thought of you, paralyzed by the sight of you, hypnotized by the words you say. Not true, but I believe them anyway. So come to bed, it's killing me. There's no more time to rush away. Remember how my body tastes. Be a heartbeat begin to race. There may not be another way to your heart, so I guess I better find a new way. And yeah, and I shiver when I hear your name. I think about you, but it's not the same. I won't be satisfied till I'm under your skin. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Feel your heart begin to race. There may not be another way to your heart, so I guess I better find a new way. And yeah, and I shiver when I hear your name. I think about you, but it's not the same. Won't be satisfied till I'm under your skin. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, and that was Teams and Shiver. The second one being by Maroon 5, and the first one being by yours truly. Yeah, so that is that. So this last set of songs that I'm going to do, this last medley, I'm actually going to play the song that inspired it first because it fits better with the theme of the album. But that is a song by Josh Ritter called Lighthouse Fire. And this is such a weird song just because it doesn't sound like anything else on the album, so it's weird from that standpoint. But it also, maybe this is just like me way drawing my personal experience into this far too much, which have it in me. But for some reason, this song, like his vocals on it sound like really sarcastic. And so it's almost like he's saying, these are all the things that I'm going to do for you, and I know you're not going to appreciate them, but I'm going to do them anyway. Which, another story of my life. But anyway, so this is a song called Lighthouse Fire, and the song of mine that I'm going to close with is a song called Your Own Medicine, and I hope you enjoy both of them. I'm gonna build you a cathedral out of nothing but the rafters between the stars, between the stars, between the stars, between the stars. From the tree of good and evil, bring you fruit of the knowledge of your heart, of your heart, of your heart, of your heart. I'm gonna build you a cathedral out of nothing but the rafters between the stars, between the stars, between the stars, between the stars. From the tree of good and evil and the fruit of the knowledge of your heart, of your heart, of your heart, of your heart, of your. My love is a lighthouse fire. 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 My love. Between the sugar and the cane is where I wanna stay, wanna stay, wanna stay, wanna stay, wanna stay out where the high and the highway meets the sky, meets the sky, meets the sky, meets the Milky White Way. Between the sugar and the cane is where I wanna stay, wanna stay, wanna stay, wanna stay, wanna stay out where the high and the highway meets the sky, meets the sky, meets the sky, meets the Milky Way. Why? My love is a lighthouse fire. 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 My love. Wanna run you round in circles till you're dizzy, then I'll leave and make sure for a second no to you again I breathe. Wanna make you feel the way I felt when you said that your head was leading you to somewhere else instead. Wanna run you round in circles till you're dizzy, then I'll leave and make sure for a second no to you again I breathe. Wanna make you feel the way that I felt when you said that your head was leading you to somewhere else instead. How does your own medicine taste? 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 But of course I'd never do that. I'm a doormat who's a little bit too nice, so you don't have to treat me right. But here's my way to say I won't take it anymore. Even the score, cause the score mattered when you took us to war. But of course I'd never do that. I'm a doormat who's a little bit too nice, so you don't have to treat me right. But here's my way to say I won't take it anymore. Even the score, cause the score mattered when you took us to war. How does your own medicine taste? 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 All right, and that was Lighthouse Fire and Your Own Medicine, and that closes out the Keys to the Kingdom live stream, and I hope you enjoyed that. Next week is going to be a little bit more positive, but I can't quite remember what that particular live stream is going to be called, or what that album is called, so just be on the lookout for that. But I appreciate you tuning in, as always. As I said at the top, today marks the anniversary of my YouTube launch 4 years ago, and so I appreciate all of you who have followed me on this journey as Minnesota Mike, and he's not going anywhere, but I appreciate you tuning in. I'll get the playlist for you in the next couple of days. I really enjoyed, well, I won't say I enjoyed writing the album, but it certainly had a diverse mix of music. But anyway, like I said, thanks for tuning in. Check me out on Spotify and iTunes, Instagram and Facebook, and of course YouTube and Twitch as well as Minnesota Mike and Minnesota Mike Music on Venmo, PayPal, Cashapp, if you would like to tip. But until next week, I appreciate you. I'm Minnesota Mike.